Hi, and welcome to Enchantment of Eternity's top 20 moments of Game of Thrones Season 5. In this video, I'll give my personal favorite 20 moments of Season 5. The moments where I was most excited and was most happy with and I thought were executed very well. So spoiler warning for the show up to Season 5. If you haven't seen Season 5 in its entirety, things will be spoiled for you. So I'm just going to real quickly reveal my 20 through 11 favorite moments, and when I get to my top 10, I'll give more of an explanation as to why I'd like these moments.
Leave. Yes. I'm afraid I must. My son needs me now more than ever. Get out, you hateful bitch!
I've always been afraid.
My father prayed to the many-faced God, and I drank the water from his fountain. It healed me. I've devoted my life to him now. You don't want to hurt anymore. Drink.
When you get back to your home, who supports you?
The common people.
Let's be generous and assume that's going to happen. Here in Slaver's Bay, you had the support of the common people, and only the common people. What was that like? Ruling without the rich? House Targaryen is gone. Not a single person who shares your blood is alive to support you.
Put the pen down, dear. We both know you're not writing anything.
Ah, yes, the famously tart-tongued Queen of Thorns.
And the famous tart, Queen Cersei.
Beg your pardon?
I know you're behind this absurd incarceration of my grandson.
If you apologize for that comment, perhaps
You'll get your apology. When I get Loras.
I Dany je zákon, kostos dał.
Sought help from the faceless men. And my father was widowed again. I've been serving them ever since. Was that true or a lie?
What?
And what did she want?
Piece of information she knew that I had. Neither silence nor lies were an option. But I have other information, of which she is unaware. And as you say, our interests are aligned. I have a gift for you.
What kind of gift?
The same kind I gave Cersei. A handsome young man.
So now we'll get to my top 10, starting with my number 10, the Sons of the Harpies attack from the Dance of Dragons.
Protect your queen!
This scene was so creepy. First, it started off excellently with Jorah suddenly throwing a spear at Dany's royal procession, and you're all freaked out because you think Jorah's trying to hit her, but then you get this big reveal that of a kill of the son of a harpy who was trying to kill Dany, and then all of a sudden a whole shitload of harpies wearing those freaky masks just pop out of nowhere and just swarm on her and start wreaking havoc all over the place. It was so eerie and it was so awesome, and a great start to an awesome fight scene. Number 9 is the Wights attack from Hardhome. Similar to my number 10, this sets up an amazing, excellent sequence, but this one is even more creepy as it sets the right tone for the horrific action sequence that is to come. I wasn't expecting this battle sequence with the White Walkers at all, but as soon as those dogs started barking, I knew what was coming, and I was so excited. That creepy ice storm coverage and the dead silence after all those locked outside the gates were killed was the perfect setup to get you horrified for what was about to come. Number 8 is Cersei's just desserts from the gift.
Now his soul is so light, he will float through the 7 heavens like a bird. And he has much to say about you.
This was so great, and it came right after Cersei visited Margaery in her cell, so she was all up herself, and then she went to have a chat with the High Sparrow, and as a viewer, and one who have read the books, I knew what was coming and what the High Sparrow was getting at, but Cersei had no clue, and to see that smug look on her face slowly disappeared as it dawned on her what he was getting at was awesome. This scene was acted so well by Lena Headey and Jonathan Pryce. It was so great to see her after 5 seasons of Cersei acting all smug and getting away with all sorts of despicable shit, to finally see her taken down a notch as her whole plan just blew up right in her face and she was thrown in the cell was just so awesome, and it couldn't have been pulled off better. Number 7 is the Night's King's Challenge from Hardhome. What a creepy and eerie way to end a horrific battle sequence. But with a stare-off between Jon Snow, the leader of the Night's Watch, and the Night's King, the leader of the White Walkers. As Jon Snow stands helpless floating away on the boat after suffering a horrendous defeat, the Night's King, had just witnessed Jon killing a fellow White Walker, which is no small feat, but he makes it clear to him how helpless the fight against them is as he raises his arms and all the dead raise with them has meat for his army, and to see the look on Jon and Tormund's face as they watch helplessly as the Night's King displays his powers was such a chilling way to end an amazing battle sequence. Number 6 is The Death of No One from Mother's Mercy.
Only death can pay for life.
No, you don't die! Don't die!
Why are you crying?
He was my friend.
No, he wasn't. Didn't you listen to him?
He was no one.
This was such an amazing sequence and creepy as fuck, as the people Arya had been training with and whom she had trusted just confronted her and ultimately punished her for breaking the rules. As an audience member, I was so happy to see her, give Meryn Trant his just desserts, but realistically, she shouldn't have done that, and there was consequences. At first, it looked like Jaqen H'ghar was going to poison her, but instead he poisons himself, and Arya's crying over his dead body, saying he was her friend, but then the wave turns into Jaqen and says he was no one at all. And then Arya keeps pulling off different faces from the dead body until she sees her own, and then she just goes blind. This was such a horrific, powerful scene that really drove home the point that the Faceless Men truly are no one, and we don't know who these people are at all. Number 5 is the burning of Shireen from the Dance of Dragons.
Don't do this! Don't do this, please, Mother! Please, Mother! Mother, help! Mother, help! Help! Please don't do this, Mother! Please! Please, Mother, please! Please, no! Please,
I'm sure a lot of people consider this one of the worst moments of the season because it was difficult to watch a father burning his own daughter alive, but it was also difficult to watch a pregnant mother getting stabbed in the gut, and then the heroes we know and love get killed right after. But that didn't make either scene any less powerful to watch. I also thoroughly disagree with the common complaint that Stannis' reasons for doing this just because of a bit of snow and one stealth attack were slim. I personally thought the show did an excellent job of conveying that Stannis was about to lose everything. His food supply was gone, and his siege weapons were destroyed, and the weather was surely going to kill them all. In fact, Davos was so sure that if they didn't turn back, they were all going to die. So personally, I don't understand what more these people could want. If they think Stannis losing his life and his entire army isn't high enough stakes, and I don't know what the hell would be. Anyway, this was an amazingly acted sequence. I know he probably won't get one, but Stephen Delaney definitely deserves an award for this performance. As you could see, to death, but true to Stannis' characters and his lust for power and his belief that he is the Lord of Light's chosen, who is meant to save the entire world. In his mind, he had to put the fate of the entire world above that of his daughter, and so begrudgingly sentenced her to burn at the stake. And it wasn't just Stephen Delaney, but everyone's performance in this scene was top-notch, to Shireen's screaming pleas for help, to Selyse's sudden realization of how much she really loved her daughter and helplessness to stop it, as well as the amazing score with the powerful, sad version of Stannis' theme, made this scene extremely powerful. And it was so powerful, many people couldn't stand to watch it, but it was truly in keeping with the dark tone that only Game of Thrones can pull off. Number 4 is Longclaw shatters a White Walker from Hardhome. In contrast to the last moment, when I saw this scene, I literally jumped out of my seat and cheered. As soon as Longclaw clashed with the White Walker's blade, that typically just shattered any blade it comes into contact with, but Longclaw withheld with a loud pinging noise. That, combined with the look of shock on the White Walker's face, was just so awesome to see. And then Jon slashed at the White Walker with Longclaw, who just shattered it on impact. That was just so awesome to see. I remember shouting out, "Valyrian steel, baby!" It had been hinted in the books that Valyrian steel could kill White Walkers, but not truly revealed yet. So this was a great revelation that the show got to do before the books. Number 3 is Margaery's taunting from the High Sparrow.
Can we bring you anything to eat or drink? I wish we had some wine for you. It's a bit early in the day for us.
No, I can't stay. I just wanted to let you know if there's ever anything I can do for you.
You were very sweet.
Good. I'm glad to hear you're happy.
Ecstatic. I really am. Exhausted, to be honest, but what could I expect? He is half lion, half stag.
I'll leave you to it then.
Oh, forgive me. I haven't been at court for long. I get so confused. What's the proper way to address you now? Queen Mother or Dowager Queen?
There's no need for such formalities.
In any event, judging from the King's enthusiasm, the Queen Mother will be a Queen Grandmother soon.
Wouldn't that be a lovely day?
Can you imagine the celebrations? They'll ring the bells all day and night.
Remember, anything you need.
This scene was so amazing. This was another scene in which I cheered at. It was such a brilliant scene, as the entire scene took place in subtext. As on the surface, it looked like Cersei was having a lovely conversation with her new daughter-in-law, but beneath the surface, it was a huge battle of words, one in which Cersei clearly lost. But Cersei has nothing compared to Margaery, who is the master of subtext and fooling people with outward facades, while she attacks under the surface. And this scene was the height of those scenes, as Margaery finally got what she wanted, to become queen, and she had the king eating out of the palm of her hand, and it was only a matter of time before she took complete power away from Cersei, and she was letting her know it in the most brutal way. That quirk where she said, "Oh, I wish I had some wine for you, but it's too early in the day for us," was such an awesome jab at Cersei's obsessive drinking. And then her ending the conversation with asking if she should call her Queen Mother or Dowager Queen, was reminding her that she's, just second to her. It was such a low blow. It was so awesome to see. And this scene was so amazingly acted, with Cersei pretending to be all polite on the surface, but you could tell she was boiling inside with rage that slowly started to seep through. It was just done so well. If Lena Headey doesn't win an Emmy, it will be the biggest tragedy of this stupid award show's existence. Number 2 is Arya's kill from Mother's Mercy.
Do you know who I am? I can't hear you. You know who I am. I'm Arya Stark. Do you know who you are? You're no one. You're nothing.
One of the most gruesome scenes in Game of Thrones, and that's saying a lot. I felt this scene was very Tarantino-esque and very dark. I absolutely loved how Arya's progression has been going through all the 5 seasons, as she's been sliding down to a darker and darker place. She's changed a lot from the whiny, rambunctious girl in Season 1 who was all bark and no bite. In Season 4, she really went to the dark side by ruthlessly taunting Pulliver before killing him, but this was taking her darkness to a whole new level, as she used one of the faces she wasn't allowed to use in order to disguise herself as one of the young girls Meryn Trant liked to abuse for pleasure in order to get close to him, where she stabbed his freaking eyes out and then gagged him as she proceeded to taunt him and stab the shit out of him. And of course, she didn't feel the least bit sorry for him after seeing what a despicable human being he is, as he likes to abuse and rape little girls. It was such a satisfying death, and to see Arya pull it off in such a badass fashion was so awesome. But at the same time, you knew she was failing her faceless man training, as the whole point of the training was to let go of all sense of self, and this was something she was truly doing for herself, which she made clear by proclaiming herself as Arya Stark, and then saying that the many-faced god stole the death from some of the others on her list, which she was referring to several people, most notably being Joffrey being one of them, which is in direct contradiction to what Jaqen told her in the next scene, that she stole the life from the many-faced god. And then she calls Meryn Trant no one, nobody, which seems to illustrate a vast misunderstanding of the faceless men's use of the term no one. So on one hand, you cheered Arya for getting her revenge and brutally killing this despicable man, but at the same time you knew Arya was vastly messing up her training she's been doing all season, and that there would be consequences for it. It was just such a well executed scene that was just amazing to watch. And my number 1 favorite moment of Season 5 was actually 2 moments, and I had originally had them separated. They were number 2 and number 1, but since these moments happened concurrently, I decided to throw them in together as a tie for number 1, and that is Drogon attacks and Dany goes for a ride. These moments were just so freaking amazing. I can't understate how much I love seeing the dragons in action, and this is certainly the best dragon fight scene of the entire series so far, and it was very nicely built too. Ever since season 4, Daenerys has become more and more estranged from her dragons, as all season long Drogon's been off flying out on his own, and when he came and visited her, he quickly abandoned her afterwards. But this scene did an amazing job at showing how strong their bond is, as when Daenerys was at her worst moment, surrounded by harpies and sure she was going to die, Drogon could sense it and came to her rescue. And it was just so awesome to see Drogon burn all those harpies alive who thought they were all about to win, but like the warlocks of Karth, they underestimated Daenerys' powers, because she's the freaking mother of dragons and you don't fuck with the dragons. And then seeing Daenerys connect with Drogon and take the huge step, climbing on his back and becoming a dragon rider, was absolutely amazing moment. The way she just walked up to Drogon, she had no fear, as she roared right in her face, was just so amazing. This is the Khaleesi we all know and love, and to finally see her make the ultimate connection and claim as the mother of dragons certainly paid off. On top of that, this was a very special moment for Tyrion as well, because he explained to Jorah how he wasn't sold on her yet, and Jorah tried to explain to him how he became a true believer after seeing her step out of the fire with 3 baby dragons. This was that moment for Tyrion, where he became a true believer by seeing her connect with Drogon and fly away on his back. Just the look on his face as he was just completely awestruck said it all. This was just overall such an amazing and flawless moment, making these 2 moments my favorite moments of season 5. So that's it for my top 20 favorite moments of season 5. Next week I'll be doing my 10 least favorite moments of season 5, and I've also done an overall review of season 5, which I'll put a link to in the description below. So make sure you subscribe to keep up with all the Game of Thrones videos I plan on doing in the future, and thanks a lot for watching.